So it's Killertron moving first. You can see the axe slamming down. And again, taking on Maverick. In comes Suicidal Tendencies. They say they've got a toothpick of an axe this time around. Oh, there it is! Just a little flick. It really doesn't seem greatly effective against the mightier blow of that Killertron axe. Killertron, at the moment, though, not causing any damage to anyone. And it's Suicidal Tendencies getting in underneath. Killertron, very fast track robot. Meanwhile, Maverick doing its stuff. Just neatly, tidily, quietly effective. Little flick again of a toothpick comes out at a blur of speed there. Not causing great damage, or is it, to the shell of Killertron. Killertron getting those two 24-volt motors into action just to drive it away, but now the brunt of punishment is for Maverick back into the CPZ, and Matilda can come in with a chainsaw tail. Oh, Killertron slamming down onto the arena floor and bouncing up with the force of the attack. Now onto the top of Suicidal Tendencies. Bulletproof shield for the Tendencies. Maverick still in there fighting. They've shown great invention and great character. The young boys, Francis Gallagher and his mate Brett Skinner, both the 10 at Spring Hill Junior score. Dad Kevin Gallagher is a golfer, he says. Meanwhile, the boys are in control of Maverick, slamming into Killertron. Behind Killertron is Suicidal Tendencies. And the pink one at the moment is the meat between the sandwich. In comes Rambot just to have a cursory glance. Suicidal Tendencies moving sluggishly. A sticky old heat, this one. All three robots still in competition, it would seem, at the moment. But Suicidal Tendencies in underneath Maverick. Down comes the hammer blow again from Killertron. This way up. Well, at the moment they've not been flipped, but they have now. Maverick over and out. Oh, disappointment for Kevin Gallagher, son Francis and young Brett. There they went. PTO, no. They don't have that message written there. They're over and out. And that means, yes, in come the house robots for the kill. Shunt with the axe, penetrating. Look at that, slicing through. Oh, and again. So very, very easy, like taking the top off a boiled egg, and again. Oh, poor old Maverick. Gashes in the bottom. Split wide open Matilda, Dead Metal. The two remaining robots, Killertron and Suicidal Tendencies, just staying out of the way. This is Dead Metal. A slice is nice. Oh, and the flipper. Maverick is right in. Too late, though. They were immobilised too long, far too long, and they know it. Brave display. The boys go out. Watch for the split. There straight away, the twins break up. Sisters of Mercy or Daughters of Doom, Gemini. Spinning around the arena floor immediately. Difficult to keep track on them for the rest of the competing robots and the house robots. How do you close on one robot when suddenly it becomes two? Tornado on the attack, meanwhile, on Caterkiller. Caterkiller really in the midst of everything at the moment. Traditional wedge shape. In goes Tornado. Lower, flatter. Very little ground clearance on Tornado as it comes slamming in on the attack at 10 miles an hour. Can it get it flipped up and over? Has the lifting arm, can itself right? I don't think so. Tornado with a little bit of a shove. Electrically operated, that flipping lifting arm of Caterkiller from Adelson in Surrey, but at the moment they're being shoved across the arena floor by Tornado. The boys from Huntingdon doing their stuff here. On Caterkiller, the tail hangs limp at the back of the Caterkiller. Oh, in towards Shunt there. Into the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, and down comes Shunt. Great axe blade right into the mechanical guts of Caterkiller, which really don't make pleasant thinking. Out comes Shunt now. There's part of the twins there, Gemini. Little nudge! And a great attack as well from the pneumatically powered flipper. Can flip up to 250 kilograms, and surely here Caterkiller's done for. Meanwhile, on the attack on Tornado there, the twins, Gemini. A and B together. Now Killerlot has pinched Caterkiller, which surely is doomed. Gemini under attack. 80 kilos of Caterkiller being dragged across the arena floor, though, by Killerlot. Killerlot, Caterkiller, Barbecue. Oh dear. Tornado, meanwhile, puts the wind up Shunt. only a little bit. Well, not a little bit. Look at that. That's great power from the Tornado team. Meanwhile, Caterpillar, they know they're out of it. Shunt onto the great arena. Pick it out of there very quickly, House Robot. We don't want to see you doomed. Caterpillar's about to be doomed. The Gemini bots are spinning madly all over the place. This is bamboozling, bewitching stuff from Gemini. Tornado comes back in, as stubborn as a Capricorn, as the Geminis fling themselves around the arena. Caterpillar immobilised, dead. Long time ago. Slammed against the arena. Well, there's no light. Oh, the tails come off. No tails. And there they are. They know they're out of it. The Caterpillar team. Meanwhile, ooh, dead metal. In goes the great circular blade of dead metal. Oh, Tornado's in the pit. They think they're still in Caterpillar. I don't think they are. I think they were immobilised a long time ago. I think it's Caterpillar that have gone here despite their celebrations. Gemini splitting immediately from the start. Now each of those microbots then, half the weight of Tornado, but still each can flip Tornado up into the air, which makes it doubly impressive for me. Tornado though on the drive slams one of the twins against the arena wall, and don't forget, as soon as one is out, both are out. Technical consultant Derek Foxwell and his team very strict on weights in this series of Robot Wars. But at the moment, Tornado is the heavyweight of this class, slamming in on part of Gemini, and I think impaling Gemini there. Not quite impaled on the arena spike, but Tornado coming back in to make sure, and slamming Gemini. And I think half the robot is impaled on the arena wall. Can they get away there? If they're immobilised for longer than 30 seconds, that's it. And Tornado would be the winner. Gemini, the cluster bot, against Tornado with a more orthodox look. And I think part of the cluster bot trying to get the other side of the machine, the other twin off the arena wall, flipping Tornado up in the air. They're the Tornado team. They all work together and working together magnificently in Robot Wars, and the twins helping each other out there as well, trying to breathe life into its twin sister there. But is it too late? They were warned. If part of the cluster bot was immobilised for more than 30 seconds, they would be dead and out of it. Tornado, meanwhile, a clever game. It can work either side up, so flipping and tossing Tornado won't work. Will it go for the judges? What's the decision here? Very close. Brilliant final. Flipper of Eric, hydraulic lifting jaw which can crush, and we've got the wheelchair motor powered claws on the front of Splinter, and also the scoop. Useful combination, unusual too. Till the back's away. It's a bit of a tentative start to the heat final for a place in our second semi-final. Eric, the front lifting mechanism a little bit slow, mistimed as it came in to meet Splinter. Electrical expert of the team is Ian Nicholson. He is an electrician, a Sparks by trade. Son Bruce, of course, yells if there's any danger. And there is for Eric now in the CPZ from Shunt. And the big axe, the bulldozer, and the front scoop of Shunt, the scoop of Splinter. They're trying to get Eric up and out of the arena, I think. They're combining in there well. But Shunt then hammers against Splinter. Back off, back away. Leave Eric to me, says Shunt. Splinter has other ideas. Eric nudges Matilda, whose bright eyes gleam and then fade as Eric moves away and her prey has gone for the moment. Eric slammed against the arena wall by Splinter. The more aggressive of the two, certainly. There's Craig and Stuart, father and son. Stuart's an instrument production technician. And his Splinter machine bashing against Eric. Eric squeezed against the arena sidewall, gets out. Ooh, for a minute there I thought one of Splinter's arms, claws if you like, have been buckled backwards, but they're okay. It's a very unusual robot and a very effective robot so far. Great innovation in these robots in this series. Splinter up on its side, crashes down. Eric, of course, we know has a 3 mech. All eyes on Craig and Stewart, though, in the control box of Splinter. Eric flicks Splinter not over yet. 80.6 kilos, Splinter. Moves forward with a scoop. Can't get underneath Eric. 10mm ground clearance under Eric. Very low. Good design. You can see there the sort of fringe, the skirt, if you like. Time is ticking away. Judges will make their decision on style, control, damage and aggression any second.
Now.
Both these machines reaching a heat final for the second series running. Let's see if the X-Terminator flipper is working. Behemoth immediately turns him up and over. Well, it is working, the flipper, because it's acted almost as a streamer. With, of course, the help from the side spikes as well, but the initial plunge and attack was taken by Behemoth with a pneumatic scoop. Behemoth is the bigger of the two robots, slightly the heavier and certainly the more aggressive. And I think Anthony and Michael showed great control at really steering Behemoth around the arena floor. X-Terminator rocks and rolls. Marlon Pritchard at the controls, now on the attack. But Behemoth, sturdy, heavy, too strong. They try and flick Behemoth up and over, getting in there on the side of the scoop, pushing it into the CPZ. Shunt can come out on the attack, using its own scoop. Behemoth, head-to-head there with X-Terminator, slam and bam, 160 kilos met there in the two robots, with a frontal attack. There they try and use that little flicker to push Behemoth up and over, trying to tag it there on the side spike of Behemoth X-Terminator. Behemoth started the strongest. Terminator has come back very well, and I would guess is now on top in this heat final. Trying to use the side spikes to add an extra flick to Behemoth. Riding the attack of X-Terminator, now gets away. Will have to dodge the arena floor flipper. Dangerously near that flipper there, Behemoth. They size each other up. Back away. X-Terminator nudging forward towards Behemoth. Out comes Dead Metal trying to grasp Behemoth. Very much now X-Terminator on top and on the attack. Trying to get in underneath Behemoth again. A ground clearance of 25mm on Behemoth. Only 15mm on X-Terminator. That's the X-Terminator team. Can Behemoth come back in? I think at the moment they're struggling, the number 6 seeds. For me, it's X-Terminator on top, seeded 22. Will the Behemoth boys suffer disappointment in another heat final? The arena floor spiked did them last time around. Behemoth again, looking as if they're in trouble here. X-Terminator trying to flip them over one last time. It'll go to the judges. Well, I think X-Terminator, Marlon, Paul and Simon have it. Watch out for David Gribble, the driver of Pussycat. He's won over 40 trophies for Aikido. He's a mean machine in himself, and Pussycat on the attack. And driving, look at that, very, very simple tactics. Go for the new tyres, shred them, and Dominator 2 would be out. Certainly, Peter Halloway, Chris Hall, and Paul Tolliday, the Dominator 2 team will be aware of that now. Can they do anything about it? What they can do is drive that bi-wedge in underneath Pussycat. Try and force the cat back onto the arena wall. But Pussycat holding the centre of the arena at the moment, and again trying to get the blade in play. Blade against Axe. Variety of weapons throughout this series. Matilda, the sparks fly as the house robot comes in. And Pussycat is in Matilda's lair in the CPZ. Back comes Matilda with the tusks, and Dominator 2 on the attack, and Dominator 2 on top of the moment, perhaps, after the bright start by Pussycat. Can David, the student, now get that blade against the tyres? Well, it was a broadside attack, and whatever the shell, plasma nitride coated titanium, rust, doesn't matter. At the moment, it's withstanding any sort of pressure from Pussycat. Again, they try the tyres. It's an awfully tiring semi-final battle so far, and the shell very nearly lifted off Dominator 2. And that was significant, and you can hear the slamming. And that could be the telling assault that earns Pussycat a place in the series final. Can they finish Dominator 2 off? Will we again go to the judges? And suddenly they've sliced in their look to the back of Dominator 2's shell. And this has been a wonderful, wonderful series for Dominator 2. But I think it's come to an end right there. Young Christian actually won a competition to take part in the Panic Attack team and nudged there on Overkill immediately from the front lifting forks. We've seen them before in the wars. Now on the attack on Overkill again was S.M.I.D.S.Y, and look at the damage caused here to the arena floor. A great chunk taken out. Please replace your divots, Overkill GTI. Trying to get back in favour with the judges on the attack on Panic Attack and also on S.M.I.D.S.Y. Don't forget S.M.I.D.S.Y can run upside down. Panic Attack wedging Overkill against the side spike now. That's a good attack by Panic Attack. As I said before, Kim Davis is one of the most respected drivers in the wars. Here he is, nudging S.M.I.D.S.Y. Overkill still wedged on the arena wall. In comes Matilda. Overkill going nowhere at this moment in time. Lifted up by Panic Attack. Tremendously powerful, those forklifts. Overkill a little bit fortunate to get away. Still alive, S.M.I.D.S.Y meeting the sandwich there, and flicked over, that won't bother them. Overkill away from the flame pit, little lick of flame there, but they're okay. Overkill, and don't forget, they are inflammable, they tell us. The motor's rewound with Teflon and Nomex insulation. Overkill trying to use its Streamek on the arena sidewall to get away. I'm not too sure if they can for all the insulation. They're stuck, aren't they? Panic Attack, a little nudge. Down comes Overkill. Wee bit fortunate to get away there from the controls. The bearded Mike Reed looking out. This is Overkill onto the arena wall, and Dead Metal coming in, and the saw, the circular saw blade comes down now onto Overkill GTI. Polycarbonate and steel body at the moment withstanding that pressure. S.M.I.D.S.Y pushes away Panic Attack, where they simply reversing to come in with another slam on S.M.I.D.S.Y. Panic Attack doing all the aggressive work here. If you had to pick the most troubled robot of these three, I'd go for Overkill. They're being pushed against the arena wall right now, down towards the CPZ, the corner patrol zone. Don't forget, that's where the house robots live. You go in there, they can attack you. And that's Killerhurtz nearly attacking S.M.I.D.S.Y again. Overkill is one of those tyres been punctured. They seem rather lopsided. Get into the hard shoulder, boys. Call out one of the rescue services. I think you're going to need them. Panic Attack. A bit of a tug of war with S.M.I.D.S.Y. They've been impressive so far with Robin Bennett, a computer controller, computer programmer at those controls. Now this is Panic Attack just away from Sergeant Bash, away from the arena wall, and that's the first time we've seen the S.M.I.D.S.Y jaws operated, and it goes to the judges. Played Hoopla with X-Terminator. You can see the extra hoop on top, and there's the flipper trying to get in underneath Wild Thing, but at the moment, X-Terminator using his power instead. And look at that, very little traction on the wheels of Wild Thing, and that was sheer brute power from X-Terminator, pushing Wild Thing into the CPZ immediately. And I think that was the breastplate it was, and Killerhurtz come off there in the CPZ as Wild Thing just squeezed away. It caught Killerhurtz breastplate and pulled it off. So now we see a nude Killerhurtz, which is certainly new for Robot Wars. Don't get too excited. X-Terminator locked onto the arena sidewall. Needs to get out from there. Does so, slowly, surely. Wild Thing turns lurid red. Flames painted on its body shell there. Well, it left itself a wee bit vulnerable on the attack to X-Terminator's flipper. This is a very even contest, as we thought it might be. X-Terminator starting the stronger with that hugely powerful push. Can get up to 25 miles an hour, X-Terminator 2. Wild Thing now, though, you see, back on the attack, and X-Terminator's in the CPZ, and Wild Thing spins and gets it away. Seem to have more manoeuvrability across the arena floor, and worrying times here for X-Terminator 2. They need to get up and away. The flipper's still working, the light's still blinking. Wild Thing's eyes are flashing. They come in again for another broadside attack, this time trying to nudge X-Terminator into a further CPZ. For me, if this one goes to the judges, Wild Thing are just getting on top now. Clever driving as well by Nick Adams, using the broadside approach onto X-Terminator into the CPZ, and now Dead Metal, look at that! Oh dear! Hot knife through butter! Slicing through X-Terminator 2's aluminium shell very, very easily. X-Terminator getting away, but Wild Thing once more on a drive, this time using the web check to get in underneath. X-Terminator got a ground clearance of 15 millimeters. X-Terminator, that was too vulnerable coming into a semi-final, and they're toppled. And that's it, I would imagine, now for X-Terminator. They can self-right because of the flipper, but I don't think they're going to. They also have self-righting arms on either side, and I think you'll see the arms are bent. You can see the arms are bent there. Also, the hoop they added for self-righting ease has not worked. It's all over for X-Terminator, I'm afraid. The arms are bent and buckled. Oh, in comes Dead Metal with a real slam. Look, they're trying to get the flipper just to nudge Dead Metal away. It's not going to work, though. And we hope perhaps that X-Terminator can live to fight another day. They were knocked out in Series 3 by Panic Attack in the Heat final. This time they've made the semi-final, but no more for X-Terminator. The Herefordshire boys are on their way out. Marlon Paul and Simon Baldwin, and it's the Adams family who will march on. There go, X-Terminator, out of the semi-final.
Cease.
Eric given a run here if they can stay out of the pit. Destruct-A-Bubble. Now, I don't think that's going to be the quickest around the arena. Top speeds of 5 miles an hour. Eric can get up to double that speed. Killerhurtz by far the fastest in this particular battle. And up and over the shoulder of Eric. Killerhurtz slams against Destruct-A-Bubble, the truncated sphere. There's the flipper of Eric. We thought it would have gone further last time around. Driver Mike Hamilton designed the robot, built half of it as well. In comes Killerhurtz, the CD robot number 60. Look at the wink of Destruct-A-Bubble's eye. They reckon the eyelashes are a weapon, yeah. Here's Killerhurtz from behind, driving it on Destruct-A-Bubble again. Against the arena wall, here comes Eric with a little shunt. Ooh, Killerhurtz. Well, it rocked and it rolled and it came back down. A little bit of jiving from Killerhurtz, as well as good driving there onto Destruct-A-Bubble, which, as we said before, is a fun robot. We haven't seen the lash of the mother-in-law's tongue yet. Oh, there we go, yes. A little bit spiteful, but, well, exactly how many of you have felt that in your time? Oh, look at the Killerhurtz weapon there. In on the side of Eric, on the side wheel of Eric. Out goes the mother-in-law's tongue from Destruct-A-Bubble, the pneumatic lance. But meanwhile, it's Killerhurtz pinned onto Eric. They've combined against Eric. Eric is free now, just about. Slams against Shunt. Coming back on the attack. This is very, very close, you know. Could go to the judges. Oh, a lick of the old flame torch out there, and the bubble is punctured by Killerhurtz. Can Killerhurtz free that pneumatically powered axe now? Or too high the trajectory? No, it's okay. I wonder if he'd just been pinned in there for a minute on the Destruct-A-Bubble, but it's okay. The bubble not in great trouble. Killerhurtz up on its side. This is going to go to the judges, isn't it? Another slam. I think Killerhurtz has been aggressive enough to go through. And the punishment sustained by the bubble could be too much for them. We'll have to wait and see. Stuart Pearson build bombs, but also detonators at a young age. Spiksaurus just rolled over by Bulldog breed. Roll over for a tickle on the tongue, got straight up, which is good to see. Stinger with the great axe on the back, slamming down like a mighty pendulum. They say it's better than the pizza cutter. Well, boys, we didn't see the pizza cutter last time round. You were in the pit too quickly. Spiksaurus going good mobility up to 17 miles an hour. Now on the right-hand side, Bulldog Breed 2 on the left with the front flipper. Bang, bang, bang goes Stinger. On the arena floor, hey! The hoppity-hop for Stinger. All the controls, by the way, the motors, the power electronics, are mounted in the wheel. Spiksaurus bounces down, a little bit lucky. Stinger flies around. Does a bit of a wheelie and a spin. Bulldog Breed, a lot more cursory in its approach. More pensive, taking on Spiksaurus and rolling it. Shunt came out briefly. Spiksaurus attacked Stinger. Stinger up on one side. It's mad, isn't it, Stinger? Look at this. He doesn't care, Stinger. Bulldog Breed flew it up in the air. Comes back down. He's supposed to attack the other robots, the house robots, not the arena floor with the weapon. Who's in control of that Stinger weapon? Who's driving it? Is there anyone there at home? Meanwhile, Spiksaurus is locked onto the arena wall. We saw that. Comes out now flying. Stinger revolves madly. Great value. In comes Bulldog Breed 2 with a little flick underneath Spiksaurus again. This is very close, you know. Stinger's doing its own thing out there. Brother Looney, who dances by himself in the disco on a Friday night. You've all seen them. You've all been there. Well, I have. I know. That's another point, though. This is shunting on Spiksaurus. A Bulldog Breed slams Spiksaurus almost back into the CPZ now. Shunt came out very, very hungrily and said, Bulldog, you're mine. Come on. Oh, hey, Stinger in on the attack again. Bulldog Breed 2's lifting ramp seemed to be open, stuck open. Is it stuck open? I wonder. Hey, gets the act from Shunt anyway. I don't think it's going to be closing at all. Stinger, there's the bag glove. Who's he? Who was that in there? With the great curly perm. Great stuff. Stinger spinning. Spiksaurus flipping. He's pointing. He's flipping, barking. That's what he is. And the Bulldog stands still. Goes to the judges. Splendid entertainment. Great competitor over the years with Mortis and Rob Knight. They've taken some stick to the crowd, I know, but they always come back and they're always fearsomely courageous and very competitive. And look at that axe. And don't forget, they've got the lifting arm as well, but not as powerful as Panic Attack forklifters. In underneath, though, what they'll try and do is get those forks, do you see, plucked up underneath the tracks of Mortis. Try and pluck away the tracks, leave it immobile, and of course then beaten. Mortis gets away. Side on now. Broadside attack on Panic Attack with the axe once more. Mortis. Kim Davis is one of the best, most erudite of drivers in Robot Wars. Great style and control. Always has shown it, but pushed back to the CPZ dangerously. And in reverse, perhaps getting away, dragging Mortis. Or was that a Mortis shove? The axe is impaled on Panic Attack right there in the very heart of Panic Attack. Now, can Kim control the attack back into serious contention? Because at the moment, I would say Mortis has been the more aggressive of the two. Over the top of Panic Attack, you can almost smell the sulphur of the flames, feel the burn. Panic Attack in underneath. Mortis trying to shove it there towards the CPZ, and Sakillalot awaits. That was a Panic Attack drive, and Sakillalot comes in with a mighty pincers and lifts Mortis up, shows it to the arena crowd. That was worthy tactics from Panic Attack. Pushing Mortis back in, comes down with a bash. Crash back down to earth. In comes Panic Attack again. Don't panic! Don't panic, Mr. Mortis! Panic Attack's on the attack. With a slam of the axe. Oh, something's come off there. I think it was superficial only. But look at this, Panic Attack trying to free itself using the forks. And no, the repetitive drive of that Mortis axe. Great strength by Panic Attack, forcing it back onto the arena side wall. This is very even, you know. It could well go to the judges as to who makes the War of Independence final. We will have a UK flag in that final, of course, guaranteed. Panic Attacks backing onto Mortis. It will go to the judges, and it was very, very close. Too close for me to call. Classic wedge, Firestorm against the bi-wedge, which has the more obvious weapon. There it is. That's coming down. And again, Firestorm 2, though, has the flipper. And over onto its side goes Dominator 2. Can they right themselves? Very impressively done. Very quickly done. You can see the new tyres on Dominator 2. And again, down comes the axe. Look at the blade. Oh! Lifting, plucking at the powerful flipping arm of Firestorm 2. Fought in Series 2, fought in Series 3. They got knocked out by Chaos 2. The Durham boys, they were at Edinburgh University together. And up against Dominator 2. They now come back in on the attack. Trying to get in underneath Dominator. There they are, Graham and Alex, you saw from behind. Dominator 2 now on the attack, chasing them down across the arena floor. Get up to 20 miles an hour, Dominator 2. Peter Halloway, the project manager for the team, the driver, the T-boy also, he said so. Paul Tolliday is controlling the weapon. And the crowd make their intentions clear. They want the Firestorm boys into the pit, but they escaped. See a vent of steam rising from the arena floor there in the background, and Dominator 2 upended. Comes crashing down. That's where Firestorm 2 could have done, perhaps with an axe-type weapon, to get in on the vulnerable underbelly of Dominator 2. Only has the flipper. Scarred Firestorm badly as well, but always aggressive. Again, Dominator 2 flipped up. This first semi-final has been markedly close. Really has been highlighted by some very tense close battles, and this is another one, and I'm sure it'll go to the judges unless Dominator 2 can free themselves here from the arena floor, and the ref bot comes in. Dominator 2 are there immobilised. Firestorm 2 grinds, great.
Cease.
And Dominator 2 may have just got away at the end to take it to a judge's decision. Only just, though.
2, 1.
The Rambot dark horse is in this, but it's immediately Arnold. Arnold Terminegger taking on Behemoth. Behemoth strong with the bucket scoop. Arnold back on the attack. Looks quite lightweight in comparison, giving 7 kilos in that push and shove, tug of war, and almost toppling Behemoth immediately. And this was the danger for Behemoth. We've seen it already. Can Arnold complete the task here? Behemoth in real trouble. A great yawning gap opens as it flexes the scoop though, and Behemoth getting away. A great slam from Rambot there, and this time it's Arnold who takes the tumble. Behemoth using the scoop, Arnold on his side, Rambot with the wedge underneath. Luckily, Arnold Terminegger is okay. Right way up and rolling again. Sergeant Bash comes in, Rambot back onto the arena wall. Very quick Rambot, 20 miles an hour. Low centre of gravity, speedy. Look at that underneath Sergeant Bash with the wedge shape again. 2 steel spikes on the back. It has that little punchy flipper as well. And over goes Arnold Terminator once more. Has the self-righting mechanism, the metal side wings. This is a great battle. Behemoth flips Rambot, but they can roll either side up Rambot. They're okay. It's not a classic self-righting mechanism, but the wheels can roll Rambot either way up. Over onto the side goes Arnold. Arnold Terminegger. Out come the wings. Rights itself again. Very even, this one. Behemoth, seeded number 6, on the attack again, with the classic warning, yellow and black side stripes and chevrons. Rambot, this time with an attack using the spikes, bashes against the arena wall. Behemoth attacking Arnold Terminegger. Rambot in underneath Arnold. Behemoth, look, trying to lift Rambot. This is great stuff. Just see the winking, blinking eyes of Arnold Terminegger. Will those eyes be shut in defeat? Behemoth flipping Rambot. Not a worthy attack, that. Not really if it comes to points to be gained by driving style. Oh, Behemoth's been punching on the side by the spikes of Rambot. Rambot coming good almost at the end, attacking Arnold Terminegger too. So we've seen aggression from Rambot all the way through. but have we seen great driving control by Rambot? Too quick for its own good, perhaps. We've also seen aggression from Arnold, Terminegger and from Behemoth, but Behemoth has sustained damage. Under 10 seconds to go. Behemoth on the attack. Will that count in its favour? As the judges will decide a very, very close battle, this one. One of the closest we've ever had, I think. Tested Thermidor 2 in the kitchen at home. Pussycat, we've seen beat Razor. Pussycat, though, at the moment, flipped over by Thermidor 2 once and twice. It's not just the claws here, it is that front flipper on Thermidor 2, and look at the damage sustained there for Pussycat, coming down and again just tossed up in the air here, like a cat on a hot tin roof. Pussycat comes down. All that business about Newton's law, I thought it was when an apple fell out of a tree. This is Pussycat falling out of the air onto the arena floor. There's the ref bot coming in for a little glance. You may have noticed around the necks of the Pussycat boys pieces of rubber strung. Trophies of war, pieces of razor, collected, strung up, put round their necks as a grisly reminder of previous success. But at this moment in time, I'd say Thermidor 2 just about on top against Robin Herrick's team. Is it now time for Pussycat to come back, trying to sever the claws there with that circular blade? And look at the damage here, slicing in to the very head of the lobster. A great gash appears, dented down the spine as well. And a worry for the Thermidor 2 boys. David Harding, an electronic engineer, Ian Harvey, an automatic inserter. Young Eli's at Heartsea School. Come from Norwich. The Pussycat boys from Gloucester trying to chase them home though. Pussycat again with a circular blade. Outermost. Powered by electronic motors. Ooh, and they came back strongly. This will go to the judges.
Two, one, activate.
Two of the best drivers in Robot Wars history, young David, and of course George Francis, Pussycat with the blade, Chaos 2 with the flipper, even Steven so far. Pussycat manoeuvres to come in on an attack, no dodges. There's David Gribble at the controls on the right, a student. Wants to work in special effects, and the effect of Chaos 2's flipper is to lift Pussycat up and over once and twice. Tumbles onto its side. Rights itself. Aggressive work here from Chaos 2. Learning its lesson from a nervy battle against Stinger. Again on the attack, flipping Pussycat up and over. Chaos 2 could be on the way here to defending the Robot Wars Grand title. Pussycat upended, comes smashing down again. You can see the damage it's causing to the arena floor there. Look at the sawdust everywhere on the arena floor. In underneath, Pussycat again on its side. Chaos, theory, no fact, says one of the banners. Chaos 2, oh, suddenly gets wedged there on our own arena floor flipper. This is the ref cam on the ref bot. Just judging to see if there's any foul play. At the moment, though, it's the kitty cat on the attack. What on earth was that came off? Look at this, something went very high. It was off the back of Chaos 2. I think it was only superficial. It was. Chaos 2 in underneath Pussycat. Chaos 2 has had a bumping though and a bruising. George Francis tentative at the controls, and it's Pussycat now on the upper, and certainly finishing this stronger. I wonder if that was damage then to Chaos 2, because it certainly seems to have lost a little bit of its manoeuvrability, its speed across the arena floor, and I think Chaos 2 is damaged here. Pussycat's on its side, both of them limping, war, weary, veterans of battle after battle after battle scar. There is something wrong with Pussycat's blade. It is not working. That's why they can't really right themselves as quickly as they have been before. Chaos 2, one last full frontal assault. Now senses victory is nigh. Oh, and very nearly got Pussycat up and out of the arena. Look at that. It would have been the third time in these wars that Chaos 2 has lifted an opponent up and clear away out of the arena. Also smashed into one of our cameras, as we heard earlier, and now pushes Pussycat into the CPZ. Chaos 2 will have to get away from Shunt. Do or die there, wasn't it really? It's death or glory for these two now. Pussycat, the weapon immobilized. George Francis, has he won it? Or has it gone to the Pussycat boys? Up in their control pod. Robin Herrick there in the middle. Alan and David Gribble, unaware of their fate. It's gone to the judges. Big Cheese had the left-hand drive damaged earlier on in the series. See if it has any effect here. Tornado, very underrated. Many people thought that they would beat the Clusterbot Gemini twins in their heat, but they did. Dancing away from Wheelie Big Cheese. Classic wedge shape, and look at that power I was telling you about of the mighty throwing device. Up goes Tornado, 3 feet off the arena floor and slamming back down. Again, leaving themselves vulnerable to attack. And you can see the power of the weapon actually turns Wheelie Big Cheese up and over. Tornado doesn't have a classic Stream X self-running mechanism, but can run both ways up. There's the cheese again. But at the moment, it's certainly not a spree for the Brie. But you can count and bet that Roger Plant will be driving his machine run on until the end, but they've sustained damage in that CPZ. Look at that! The wheel is buckled and bent, and now it's Tornado's turn to drive on. That is a decisive moment. Wheelie Big Cheese got sucked into the CPZ, the corner patrol zone, and that was when the damage was sustained. Look at that wheel. No mobility left now for Wheelie Big Cheese. Tornado knows if they can stay out of arm's reach of the flipper, they have a real chance here. They can push and shove. No, don't get onto that flipper. Tornado with Andrew Marchant, an electro-acoustic engineer at the controls. Roger Plant there, you saw him at the Wheelie Big Cheese controls. Tornado smoking somewhat. They're okay though, spinning away, so they're still mobile. A little bit of smoke coming up there perhaps. Turning away Tornado. Wheelie Big Cheese maybe just trying to hang on and go for a judge's decision, and that's what is all that's left for them, because it goes to the judges, Craig. With Richard just 9 years of age. Replacing the grand final against Pussycat. Chaos 2 lining up the flipper immediately to get in underneath the back axle of Stinger. But that won't worry Stinger. Can bounce, spin and come down. Look at the bounce of those customised motorbike wheels. Little damage. You have to get Stinger towards the arena wall, Chaos 2, and get him out of the arena. And also dodge that swinging pendulum axe type mace. Bang and crash. Bash! There's George Francis at the controls of Chaos 2. Little Richard from Castleville Junior School alongside him, and another attack on Stinger. The flipper rises, settles into its mounting. Chaos 2 hops and skips. A little bit of a jump, turns. Stinger also spins. Oh, and there's the power of the weapon. Did you see crashing on the side there of Chaos 2? At the moment though, polycarbonate aluminium strong enough, but they've got into a CPZ. That's tough. And I think they might have sustained damage. Have a look at this again. As they go into Stinger here, look, the backplate comes off. That's what Kevin Scott said he'd do. Knock the backplate off, and George Francis now knows that the very innards of Chaos 2 are vulnerable and exposed. They went into the CPZ, which wasn't good control, and also they've left themselves now vulnerable to attack. Surely not another major surprise here. Are both the favourites, the seeds to crash out? Chaos 2 has a lot of work to do, because if this goes to the judges, they will mark on damage, style, control and aggression, and Stinger, very aggressive. Of course the damage. Chaos 2 needs to get in under and have a couple of flips. Again, I wonder how many machines in future wars will copycat the design of Stinger. Chaos 2 has bashed it into the CPZ, and now Dead Metal, momentarily had Stinger in its claws. Away goes Stinger. Look at this. This is a good drive here by Chaos 2. Digging in deep. Stinger flicked up into the CPZ. Dead Metal had control. Chaos 2 tried to roll them both out of the arena, and Stinger dug deep with the mace itself. Lives to fight again. Spin Stinger. This is going to be close. I just wonder whether that damage you can see there could be telling as it goes to the judges to decide who leads Pussycat in the grand final of Robot Wars. Craig's plan just runs straight to Hypno-Disc. He's utterly balmy. Or is he? Was that a worthwhile tactic? That certainly isn't. He's done all the hard work, charged at Hypno-Disc, got away, and then ran straight at the arena wall. Back again. What a brave effort this is from Splinter. Drive straight on. Could this be one of the biggest shocks ever in Robot Wars? It's certainly a valiant effort so far from Splinter. If they keep attacking on a frontal collision with that disc, they'll protect their more vulnerable sides, of course, Splinter. And maybe, who knows? Oh, no, they won't. There goes the scoop at the front. They didn't quite turn the right way. They turned right into the spinning disc. Things did not go according to plan. And the delight of Ken Rose speaks for itself. There's not much left of Splinter now. Oh dear! Off comes the side. This is painful to watch for the Splinter team. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's marvellous stuff. Look at Splinter. Is there anything left there that works at all? They're still trying valiantly to cover the arena floor. I think that's it now. I don't think there's any controls left. The very inner. Poor old Craig still trying to get... Oh dear, we're seeing it again. Trying to get some sort of traction and mobility out of Splinter. Craig, give it up, mate. Oh, off it comes again. One of the front arms is buckled and tattered and torn. In comes Dead Metal for a slice of what's nice and good for a house robot. The very innards and machinery of Splinter. The draw was hard luck for the Waitmans, but you run the risks and you take the chances in Robot Wars. When you enter, you know what's going to happen to your machines if you fail at the highest level. And I'm afraid at the very highest level against the awesome power of Hypno-Disc. They've been left in splinters somewhat, haven't they? And at least they're smiling. It's gallows humour, of course. Well done, the Waitman, Stuart and Craig from Taverham High School in Norwich. Great sports. And back to the old drawing board with not a lot of pieces to build on for next time around. Ooh, Grimace too.
2, 1.
Hannah School in Aldershot, Isabel and Jake. Do they really fancy this one? And why have they got the lifting arm raised so high? No, in on the attack, the Wild Thing underneath Hypno-Disc. So that's a promising start. A little bit of a spin, fronting up against Hypno-Disc again. Is that wise, I wonder? Oh! And immediately sent spinning away. Look at this. Bang and crash. Like a spinning top out there, but balanced on that little rear wheel. And again, trying to use the wedge to flip Hypno-Disc up and over. That really is the only tactic they can have, I would imagine, Wild Thing. A bumping, buffeting effect off Hypno-Disc. Hypno-Disc with a 1.5 inch ground clearance. So if they can use that wedge and get in underneath, it'll be interesting. A bang and a crash. Wild Thing turns away, still under controls. Nick Adams, a fine driver. Oh, but look at the damage sustained there on the side. Really bent and buckled, Wild Thing. And now wobbling and hobbling somewhat. And now crumpled and dented. And Hypno-Disc senses that victory and a place in the series final is just around the corner. And poor old Wild Thing have done just about everything they could. A shard of metal went flying across the arena then. Look at it, it really is damaged. Not Hypno-Disc, but Wild Thing, of course. One of the tyres totally crumpled, running awkwardly, but driving Hypno-Disc so bravely back into the claws of Dead Metal. Could this yet provide a huge upset? Wild Thing, Nick and Isabel Adams And young Jake, so brave. Hypno-Disc gets away, comes on another charge. Is it just me, or is that disc spinning a little bit slow? It was just me. Don't worry, Hypno-Disc fans. The wild thing, how about this? For a battle, they've stopped the disc now. The disc has been stopped. There's the ref bot coming in. Can they immobilize Hypno-Disc? The Rose boys try to become a thorny subject for Wild Thing once again. And in the end, it was so brave, and the applause is for that team. So brave as they fought back. This is going to be chaos. Good luck, everyone. There's Chaos 2 immediately on the attack. Dominator 2 in there as well with a big action. Dominator 2 flicked up on its side by Suicidal Tendencies. Suicidal Tendencies nearly went over at the same time. Let's have a look at it again. Chaos 2 in the midst of it all. Up went Dominator 2 and over. Suicidal Tendencies very nearly flicked up, but don't forget, it can work both sides up the track. Suicidal Tendencies, there's Killerhurtz with its axe as well. You can see Bash retreating into its CPZ, and why not? Stinger with the axe in there as well. Chaos 2 with the CO2-powered battering ram. Dominator 2's okay. Whoa, there's the reigning champions, Chaos 2, slamming in on Suicidal Tendencies. Killerhurtz is in there as well. Here comes Dominator 2, bottom of your picture. Now, it seems to me that Spiksaurus is in a little bit of trouble, but okay now. Goodness me, look at that. There's Spiksaurus in there. You've got Chaos 2 as well. Dominator 2, the bottom of your picture. Stinger doing its own thing as it's wont to do. That's Spiksaurus in major trouble. Seems to me that Killerhurtz is holding on. Tendencies comes in. Stinger now under threat from Chaos 2. Turning away. And Spiksaurus has been impaled by the axe of Killerhurtz 2! Flicked over by Dominator 2. Axe to axe. Metal to metal. Bash and crash. Smash. What is happening out there? The hopes and dreams about to be scuttled of one in the Annihilator. It's Killerhurtz up on its side and bounce. And just about came down okay, using its axe to right itself. Almost Killerhurtz. Then in goes Spiksaurus. Killerhurtz. Okay now, Stinger in with a slam on Chaos 2. Chaos 2 in underneath Killerhurtz again. They think Killerhurtz is the vulnerable machine. Chaos 2 against the arena wall and is impaled, is it? Can George Francis get that flipper off? Well, Dominator 2, a little nudge helped out. The object, boys, is to destroy each other. I wonder if Dominator 2 will rue that little bit of friendship. Look at the crashing of the axes. The flipper there. You've got Suicidal Tendencies trundling. Once again, Killerhurtz trying to right itself into the CPZ, flicked in there by Chaos 2. And so far for me, Killerhurtz has been the most punished robot. It's into the CPZ, it's stuck in there. And Killerhurtz trying to flick, trying to turn itself over with that pneumatically powered axe. But Killerhurtz in major trouble. Chaos 2 comes in with a slam. And bam! And Killerhurtz 2, I think, is going to be first to go in the Annihilator. Each round, one crashes out. Piggyback up on Chaos 2. Was it immobilized for 30 seconds or more? If it goes to the judges, the rest of them just staying out of trouble. Bash comes in for a look. There's Dominator 2 with the pickaxe. This Stinger loves a little bit of a rumble and a tussle. Sometimes I don't know what the Stinger boys are doing. I don't think they know what they're doing either. Dominator 2 out there. Chaos 2 as well. Killerhurtz. Well, back in the thick of the action. And we still have all six competing. Chaos 2 takes punishment right through the front flipper there from Dominator 2. The wheels of the Dominator spin, but Chaos 2 is in all sorts of problems now. Top of the picture, Spiksaurus and Suicidal Tendencies. In comes Dominator again. And suddenly it's the Chaos top seeds, the reigning UK champions, who are up against it. Now we've got to push and shove. At top of the picture, they've Dominator 2 and Spiksaurus. Killerhurtz, I thought they were out, but they're back in really in the thick of things. So are Chaos 2 now. You've got the house robots into play in that CPZ. Look at this, a real tug of war here, and still they battle on bravely. Not one machine will give up, but Chaos 2 has taken unprecedented damage from the axe of Killerhurtz. Look at this again, it's Dominator 2 inflicting punishment. 1 and 2, and the Perspex comes off. Off the bat, they're of Chaos 2, which means now, of course, the machinery, the very heart of Chaos, is vulnerable to attack. Dominator 2 lifts that Perspex lid up like some grisly scalp trophy. Chaos 2, they're all after the reigning UK champions, it seems. They're ganging up. Get rid of the strongest. Machine, get rid of the favourite. We'll gang up, and we'll see who goes through. Dominator 2 in space, about to come in for an attack, but Chaos 2. George Francis, I don't think he knows what's hit him. You've now got Shunt in there to create more damage. Stinger, the axe comes battering down on Shunt, but it's Chaos 2. All of a sudden, the likely machine to go out of the first stage of the Great Annihilator, the northern section. In goes Spiksaurus to try and push Suicidal Tendencies out of the melee, out of the mayhem. Chaos 2 is their movement, is their life. Goodness me, I don't think there was.